ask you all to please help me welcome Bradley Taves, who's doing his fifth speech from the Common Nuclear Manual.
So, well, now, I patted myself on the back many times when I first started Toastmasters. I didn't have to pay in. Yes! I was wrong. Filler words are everywhere. Fellow Toastmasters most welcome guests. I may not have been using aw, or er. But to realize that so, well, and now are all in the same group. They're bridges that we use, and it's confusing why we use them. Why do we use these filler words? How can we get rid of these filler words? Why the heck is it so important that we don't? Those are the things we're going to figure out tonight. So sit back, relax, or enjoy, reflect, and learn. Let's go through the first question, which is actually going to be the last question. Why the heck is it so important that we don't do these filler words? Well, if we go into it, these filler words detract from our message. You can't get past ums or ahs. They break up your sentences. They break up your thoughts. They make people stop before you actually have completed what you're trying to project. This causes the person not to trust what you're saying, and it creates uneasy movements. Have you ever had a conversation with somebody? Do you know what their filler word is? That's right, like. It might go something like this. Like, I saw this thing, like, that made me, like, really think, like, you know, that thing that you always think. Did you hear anything I actually really said? Did you stop at every like and go, hey, there's one, there's one, there's one. That's what happens when we all prefer. How do we realize what we're doing? How do we get past this? Those are the two questions that are left. To realize what you're doing, it's best to get evaluators to look. You can actually request, hey, I think I'm doing filler words. What would they be? They'll probably look for them. It's really easy to pick them out once you know what you're looking for. There's also recording yourself. Recording your practices, or recording yourself right here. As you know, Jason records every speech that we do. How many of you watch them? Everyone should be raising their hands. It's really important. You get more feedback from looking at yourself than anything else. The reason we want to look at ourselves, the reason why we want to engage that part of it, is because we'll learn what our words are. We'll also learn why we use those words, which is actually an interesting little bit. If you want to think about it this way, ums or ahs become easy to us. They're vocal phrases. They're not words. They're vocal phrases that we can use as a bridge. If we need to think about something, if we need to say, like I just did a little while ago, line please, they're a good break. But they aren't a good break because they break up things. People don't don't get to think, they get to think about the problem. The next part is if you think about a conversation. Conversation is between at least two people. And typically they're fighting over what they're going to say and when they're going to say it. Saying so, They make that bridge and say, hey, wait, I still have something else to say. Don't butt in. Of course, when we're standing up here, we don't need that. We are not competing with anyone. Keep that in mind. It's simple to get back into the rhythm of things. If you just know you're allowed to speak. Homework for y'all. If you want to learn what it is that you do, and you want to expand yourself beyond, go watch those videos. If you haven't watched them, I know it's tough. It's really tough to do. I don't like looking at what I'm doing. I don't like hearing myself either, but if you can't watch, at least listen. That's the minimum you can do. You will be able to count, you will be able to hear, you will be able to see what's going on. If you do that, you will increase yourself immensely. I can't point it out enough. If you are prepared, you won't have to stumble through. You won't have to bumble your way